Well, I think Comcast does have fiber in here. The city's on fiber,
Yeah.
City Hall.
I don't know why they can't get me on fiber.
It's nice.
Too far.
I just want to announce that we are live on YouTube. It's 7 p.m. tonight on April 19, 2021. I'd like to call the City Council meeting to order tonight. Roll call, please.
Mayor Hop,
Here, City of Ferrisburg.
Councilmember DeWitt,
Here, City of Ferrisburg.
Councilmember O'Donnell,
Here, City of Ferrisburg, Ottawa County.
Councilmember Carlson,
Here, City of Ferrisburg, Ottawa County, Michigan.
Councilmember Blease,
Here, City of Ferrisburg, Ottawa County, Michigan.
Councilmember Montgomery,
Here, City of Ferrisburg, Ottawa County, Michigan.
Councilmember Sias.
Here, City of Ferrisburg, Ottawa County, Michigan.
Under the directions of Ottawa County Declaration of Local State and Emergency, the City of Ferrisburg City Council will conduct its business via Zoom to mitigate the spread of COVID-19. Members of the public are welcome and encouraged to participate in this meeting. Members of the public are not required to register or otherwise provide information to attend. Please utilize your mute function on your phone while on the conference call. When appropriate, Mayor Hop will run the virtual meeting like a regular meeting. There will be an opportunity at the beginning and the end of the meeting for public comments. At this time, I'd like you to join me in a moment of silence, remembering all of those that are affected by financial hardships, job loss, and other challenges, and also remembering all the men and women in uniform who protect us on a daily basis. Thank you. At this time, please stand and join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United
States
States
of America,
and to the
and to
republic
the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. At this time, for public comments, this time on the agenda is for any citizen to direct brief comments or questions to City Council. Time for public comments will be given when an agenda item is discussed. If you have a comment or question, please raise your hand to be recognized by the mayor. After being recognized by the mayor, please stand to give your name and address for the record. Proceed with your comment or question. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Do we have anyone with their hands raised to speak? No? Okay. Seeing none, we'll move down to item 6, consideration approval of consent agenda. A, approve the April 5, 2021 City Council meeting minutes as printed.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Support.
Motion and support. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Sias,
Yay.
Councilmember Carlson,
Aye.
Councilmember Blease,
Yes.
Councilmember Montgomery,
Yes.
Councilmember O'Donnell,
Yes.
Councilmember DeWitt,
Yes.
Mayor Hop,
Yes,
motion passed.
thank you. Moving down to item 7, new business. A, discussion and to take action if appropriate to adopt ordinance number 316 to amend the city code by amending chapter 154, zoning, to amend sections 2.20, section 3.90, section 3.290, section 4.60, section 5.20, section 5.110, section 7.20, and section 7.40, to update regulations concerning mobile food units, fences, temporary uses, land use permit, change of use, site plan amendments, sign definitions, and non-conforming signs.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Motion and support. Any further discussion regarding this? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Carlson,
yes,
Councilmember Blees,
Yes.
Councilmember Montgomery,
Yes.
Councilmember O'Donnell,
Yes.
Councilmember DeWitt,
Yes.
Councilmember Sias,
yes,
Mayor Hop,
Yes.
motion passed.
Okay, thank you. Moving down to item 7B, discussion take action if appropriate to approve a proposal from Shoreline Metal Fabricators Incorporated for $5,450 to repair the ceiling in the fire station.
Your Honor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposal for Shoreline Metal Fabrications for $5,450 to repair the ceiling at the fire barn. at the fire
Or-
station.
Motion and support. Further discussion regarding this.
One question for Craig. This is budgeted.
Will come out of the maintenance fund, out of the fire department maintenance budget.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion regarding this? Yes, Councilmember Montgomery.
Craig, this is, what kind of a ceiling is this installing?
It's gonna be a metal ceiling. Right now, they're those square acoustic tiles that are glued up to the ceiling. And they're all falling down. They've been up there for a year. We can't put a drop ceiling in there because the garage door is too close to the ceiling. So they're gonna put a metal roof in. It'll be the same thing that's over on the other side of the fire station.
Okay.
Definitely an improvement for in that place too. So. Thank you for the chief for presenting this to city council and with also providing two of the quotes for us to review. Any additional comments or questions before we move forward to a vote? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Blees,
Yes.
Councilmember Montgomery,
Yes.
Councilmember O'Donnell,
Yes.
Councilmember DeWitt,
Yes.
Councilmember Sias,
yes,
Councilmember Carlson,
yes,
Mayor Hop,
Yes,
motion passed.
thank you. Moving down to item 7C, discussion take action if appropriate to approve the City of Ferrisburg Board and Commission policy booklet.
Move to approve.
Support.
Okay, further discussions around this new policy booklet.
Your Honor, just
Yes.
a quick statement. I was shocked that the city never had this policy in place before. Basically, it just mirrors the city council policy. I was shocked that we never had a policy in place to address this.
That is correct. I've worked with multiple different mayors from around the state, and over the past year or so, this has been a discussion item that we have discussed. And so I collaborated with a couple of them, and we were able to create this document. Obviously, it can be a moving document, something that fluid that can be added to or deleted as time needs, as things change. But right now, I believe that it would definitely be an asset to some of our board and commission members who maybe have never served or been immersed into a governmental municipality like this to understand. Because I bet if we did a poll to understand what a home rule city is, I don't know if everybody would be able to explain that. So that's just one of the things. Also, it gives it a description of how the boards and commissions should be run and the professionalism of each of our board members that are appointed by the council and mayor. So any questions for me regarding this? Councilmember, please.
I think it's a great idea to have this, and we can always expand and grow on it and make additions to it. So I think it's really a very good idea to have this.
I did have staff review this, and this has been the final copy that is before you tonight. Any other comments or questions? Yes,
Yeah, I think this is a great idea too, Your Honor. Should we have, do you feel it's necessary? Will we have a section on removal from a board?
Yes, because we've had it in the past that there's been board members that have just been missing, kind of missing in action, and it just kind of holds people more accountable for their commitment to the city and also to the board. Because as we all know that there's discussions and sometimes they're tabled for a meeting and you come back to them the next month, there's more information that's added. So to keep that communication piece going, I believe that you need to be doing your due diligence and make an appearance at these meetings that you had
So,
made the commitment to the city council and to the mayor that you would serve on.
so I'm sorry, I should clarify. So I don't see, I agree absolutely with what you're saying. I don't see where that's spelled out, I guess. Other than
There was one
regular
section under-
attendance. You know, I saw it said regular.
There was
attendance.
one.
That's-
Mhm. There was, we did discuss that. Because on a couple of the boards, I believe it's is it the planning and the ZBA that are under our charter, Mr. Buzzinger, that we have with 4 absences and a council member with 4 absences?
Correct, for all boards and commission that pertains to.
Mhm.
I just didn't think, I didn't see that in here, Your Honor. I just thought that'd be a valuable thing to add in.
To add to?
Yep.
We can add that in place. We can take it out of the charter and add that in.
So I
Would
think
that be
it was in there.
necessary, Mr. Buzzinger?
I think that
Pardon me?
was in there. I was wondering if this thing could have copied both sides.
I was gonna say, because I was looking through this and I thought that there was information,
There was.
but right now I'm not seeing it spelled out.
Ma'am,
So is there a more,
Yes,
under board member eligibility, it says that like the last 4 sentences on the bottom, it says a member may be removed from position prior to expiration of term with a member is absent from consecutive meetings. But it's
I
not
see
by
that.
itself. That's on the first page under board member eligibility.
so it's there. Since I've been serving on council for multiple years, I think people have, if it's been brought to someone's attention and the amount of absences that they have had, that the person has just removed themselves and asked to be replaced on the different boards. Overall, people do a phenomenal job. I mean, they're volunteers, they give up their time to serve on these committees. Plus, like the Rec Commission, the Beautification Committee, Kitchelinkus, you're really asked to do more than just show up once a month for an hour meeting or a 45-minute meeting, to really get immersed into the community doing multiple different things. So in planning commission meetings, that lasts 3-4 hours. So sometimes those can be long meetings. Any other comments or questions? Yes.
Craig, will these be given out to the applicants at the time of their application request for the commission?
We were planning on giving.
When they come in to get their application with it? What's that? Sorry.
The plan was to give them out when they get appointed. We just distribute it at that time with the material for a new member for that board.
Okay, okay.
Any other? Yes, Councilmember DeWitt.
Craig, I would make a suggestion that all current board members receive a copy too at this point. And any future people put it in for appointments. Just so they know the circumstances of their approval.
I want to think, so at this point, if there's no more discussion, yep, go ahead, Councilmember Montgomery.
So one last thing, Your Honor, maybe it's a simple explanation that I'm just not understanding. In board member eligibility on the second sentence, it says appointments are made by the city council, by the mayor with the concurrence of council.
Correct.
So is that saying can you explain that to me?
It's listed as the mayor appointment. The mayor appoints, but realistically, it's the full council. It would take 7 or the majority, a simple majority, to appoint a person, but it's listed out as a mayor's appointment.
Okay, just that first appointments made by council kind of threw me off.
Mhm. Any other comments or questions? I'll entertain roll call, please.
Councilmember Montgomery,
Yes.
Councilmember O'Donnell,
Yes.
Councilmember DeWitt,
Yes.
Councilmember Sias,
Yes.
Councilmember Carlson,
yes,
Councilmember Blease,
Yes.
Mayor Hop,
Yes,
motion passed.
thank you. And thank you to council for supporting this policy and procedure booklet moving forward. So at this time, we'll move down to 7D, discussion, take action if appropriate to approve establishing a task force, hire a professional firm, et cetera, to develop the visionary development of the downtown area and underutilized properties.
Your Honor,
Yes,
I'd like to know if we have in the audience a member from the current Chamber of Commerce for this area.
No, there's no one from the chamber here.
Okay. In that case, because I do have numerous questions, I would like to table this and have a member of the chamber available so that we can get some questions answered that might come up, give us a little bit more information to making this decision.
Mr. Buzzinger, with this, for technicality reasons, do we need to have a motion and support, go to further discussion and then table it at that time?
No, you can motion to table.
We could do a motion to table it. Okay. Councilmember DeWitt, you had a question?
Yeah, I would support Tim's motion to table this. I think we should get the Chamber of Commerce involved. You know, we're a member. They are supposed to be actively pursuing development for the city of Ferrisburg. That's what we pay them for. I would like an explanation from them as to what they feel we need to help facilitate that. So I would like to have a council or a chamber rep at one of the meetings in the future to further discuss this.
Okay. So it sounds like there's, Councilmember O'Donnell, was yours a motion to table?
Yes, that is his motion.
Councilmember DeWitt, is yours a second on that motion?
Yes.
Okay. Any further discussion regarding this? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember O'Donnell,
Yes.
Councilmember DeWitt,
Yes.
Councilmember Sias,
Yes.
Councilmember Carlson,
yes,
Councilmember Blease,
Yes.
Councilmember Montgomery,
Yes.
Mayor Hop,
Yes.
motion passed.
Okay, moving down to item 7E, work session, communication platforms. We had discussed this as council, and then we asked staff to provide additional information. Staff has provided additional information. Is there questions or comments regarding the information that was in our packet around the communication platforms? And if so, which one would council be interested in receiving additional information? Move forward with, do nothing with, and revisit this at a later date?
Your Honor,
Yes.
it was my understanding that we had looked at and had favored the Evan Bridge, Nixle platform. That we were, the future work session was to come up with the categories we would want to have under the communications system.
So did to dig deeper into this and set it up? Or would it be beneficial to have someone, Mr. Budgeter, would staff be able to have somebody speak to us in regards to this at a future council meeting?
I can touch base with the company.
Because then that way we'd be able to get a full understanding of the scope that is able to offer and provide the direction that Councilmember O'Donnell is looking for.
Okay.
Additional comments or questions from council members regarding this work session? Because I know Councilmember Montgomery, you've had experience working with them, correct?
I use Everbridge at my work, yes.
Okay, sure.
For mass text alerts. Does the county use any of these?
Mr. Bessinger, are you aware?
I don't know the answer to that. I know the city of Grand Haven uses See, Click, and Fix.
Mhm. That's kind of what started this conversation a couple months ago. And then I received information from my city pocket. Maybe that would be something that we could ask staff to reach out to the county and just reply to council if the county uses something, and if so, what is their platform that they utilize? I'm not aware of anything that the county utilizes at this point, but there could be something hidden. So, any other additional comments, questions, directions for staff? So, Mr. Bessinger, if you'd be able to, at a future council meeting, we could put them on it as an agenda item. To
Well,
just,
I get some more information on what the county uses and see if I can get a rep from the company Everbridge to attend a meeting.
okay. Yes, Councilmember O'Donnell?
Yes, Your Honor, my understanding is with the Evan you can have different categories for messages, such as governments and board meetings, sending out notices, reminders, or whatever they have, and then a general population meeting. That would be one of the discussions we'd want to have, and people should be thinking about what categories we want to come up with, or we just want to have one general notification. I know that the Coast Guard uses Evan Bridge, and they do have it set up for separate committees and areas of information.
So not everyone is receiving all of the information. It's
Correct.
Disseminated out differently.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Mission specific.
Mhm. Any other further discussion or directions for staff? Okay, hearing none. We'll move down to our work session, 7F, work session 2021-2022 proposed city budget. I believe this is Mr. Bessinger's.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen here.
Thank you.
So on the screen here are some of the items that were in the current budget that did not get accomplished yet. The City Hall parking, Sunnyside parking, the Van Wagner water valves, so forth. New pad at the salt barn, City Hall restrooms, City Hall carpet. We haven't forgot about those things. We just haven't put all the pieces together yet to bring it to City Council. These are some of the items that we have completed with the outdoor lawn area, the flagpole. We got new computers. We finished up the SAW grant work. The Peppermill Jordan water main extension has been completed, and the Spar Lavinia water main is in progress. Here we can see that taxable value on the left-hand column has increased by 4.28%. The SCV of the city increased 4.67%. The highlighted years of 2010, 11, 12, and 13 There is some concern by some municipalities that after recession, that property values will have a lag and may decrease. So we haven't seen that in the city yet, that where property values are decreasing or holding their own, but we're going to keep an eye on that. State revenue sharing. We're estimated to get about 254,000 next year. This year, we're estimated to get about 261,000. So it's going to be down a little bit, but considering what happened last year and with what's currently going on with the COVID, I think we're doing pretty well, holding pretty close to being even from the year before. Building permits, last year we had 5. And going back up to the highlighted years again, there's the one after the 2009 recession, there was a property lag in municipalities, and things slowed down a little bit. So again, we're going to keep an eye on that. Now, this screen is a little hard to see, but the highlighted area is Ferrisburg City. The millage reduction fraction is 0.9847. If you look up and down through Ottawa County, we're probably the lowest millage reduction fraction in the county. So what that means, if, for instance, if we levied 1 mill last year, we would have to apply this fraction to that, and the most we can levy in 2021 would be 0.847 out of that 1 mill. So when you have a reduction like that, you know, it's really noticeable that it's going to affect your millage that you can levy. So here we go down to the highlighted area. You see the 9.847. We apply that to what was levied last year of the 7.877. And you see that the maximum the city can levy this year would be 7.7583. So if you notice, that's 6 years in a row that the city has millage rate has decreased due to the Headley Amendment Proposal A. Police department budget's about 605,000, fire department 170,000. So police and fire, to get those numbers, it requires 3.75 mils of the city to be levied just to support those two operations. Proposed wage increase for the city employees is 2%.
Mr. President, can I stop just a minute?
Sure.
Councilmember DeWitt, is it possible for you to put your video back on, please? Okay, thank you.
There we go.
Thank you.
These are some of the items that we typically budget for and will include in the upcoming budget. Community promotion, Chamber Economic Development Contract, community dinner, a picnic, 4th of July, or no, 4th of July is zeroed out this year. We've got the Monster Ball, holiday dinner coming up. Carol saying we're still going to budget for those items. So the community promotion budget is pretty much the same as last year, 37,000. This is a general fund revenue. Real property tax is $1.3 million. As you can see, that is the main revenue source for the city is the property tax. The rental income of 42,000, that's from the tenants here at City Hall. That's what we anticipate getting in the upcoming year. So minor items that we're going to budget for in our parks, some picnic tables, trash containers. We'll pay the NORA fee out of the recreation budget. And we do plan to do some work on the roof at Coast Guard Park on the shelter there. These items, the carpet and the restroom, are carryover from this fiscal year. They didn't get accomplished. We're still working on them. Hope to bring them to City Council in the next fiscal year. Security, key card access, we did discuss that. I think at the last meeting, the question was asked if everything in that security report that was prepared by the Sheriff's Department was completed. I misspoke. The security key card was an item that was listed as a recommendation. So we're going to try to do that again in this fiscal year. And the payroll software is due to the state changes in the chart of accounts. With that change, the auditors is recommending that we install payroll software here at the city. Major Street Fund, Dogwood Drive is scheduled to be reconstructed next spring. City Council did approve the engineering firm for that a couple meetings ago. And then the typical things on the bottom was maintenance items that we'll try to get accomplished in the upcoming fiscal year. Our city is spending close to, $30,000 in sweeping the streets over a course of a year. So we split that between major and local. And then we have $70,000 budgeted for storm sewer repairs. These were items that were identified through the SAW grant, and the Public Works Department is going to try to get some of that work done. Act 51, projected revenue is $338,000. We budgeted $330,000. This year we're estimating to get $343,000. I'm not sure we're going to make that number, but for next year we budgeted $330,000. Local street funding projected to get about $101,000. We budgeted $95,000. This year we're estimated to get about $103,000. And the columns there, the highlight at Lake Road, we got in there $70,000. That was something that the residents along Lake Road petitioned the city to repair and repave their street and set up a special assessment district to pay back the city over a number of years. We got that in as a placeholder right now. I'm not sure we're going to be able to do that. It's going to be dependent on what the cost of the Dogwood Drive project is coming up. But if we can do economies of scale and get the Lake Road done when we do Dogwood Drive, we'll try to do that. And again, we got the storm sewer repairs at $70,000 budgeted. This is for work that was done, identified in the SAW grant. Here is a public improvement fund. As June 30th of 20, we had $155,000 in there. We got some property taxes, the millage from the bike path and road. Then we paid the bike path pond out of this, and we're set aside $50,000 for a bridge. And the transfer to major is for the completed work on North Shore Drive. Carmen Drive is really going to be a point where it's going to be a hazard here pretty soon. So the city has a duty to maintain the streets. The Public Works Department is working on getting some quotes together to do some work on that. We hope to have that to City Council on May 3 to review. For the next fiscal year, we're going to take $700,000 out of the Public Improvement Fund to pay for the Dogwood Drive. We're going to pay for the bike path bond. One item that's up in the air is seawall at William Ferry Park. We're getting quotes estimated from anywhere from $300,000 to $600,000. If we spend everything that's listed in here, you can see we'll be in the hole at June 30th of 22. So we're looking at what we can do for the seawall and what we can do to reduce some of the expenses in that line in this fund. Capital improvement, there's the William Ferry Park seawall. We're getting some quotes from $300,000 to $600,000, just budget quotes at this time. We'll go off for bid once we figure out exactly where we are with the Dogwood Drive project and the cost. The engineer should have a cost estimate for us sometime in the near future. Pickup truck, we're going to replace one pickup truck and the dump truck with snowplow equipment. This was something that was approved in November of 2020. We're not expecting delivery of the truck until probably after July 1st. So this will be this $167,000 is a carryover from this fiscal year. Debt service, what we got is the bike path pond, expires in 2024. Sewer fund, typical expenses. We have the bonds on the lift station, the wastewater treatment plant, the force main. And the contracts for $9,000 was the bond from 2013 for the UV and odor control. And we've got interest on each of those. So we've got about $180,000 in debt service in the sewer fund. Water fund, we've got some miscellaneous items in there. A couple services that need to be repaired. the DPW garage oil separator, we got that in there. Something that the Eagle is looking for us to do sometime in the future. Right now, we have the drains from the garage going into a kind of like a swale and into the septic tank by the garage. And they would like us to connect that to the sanitary sewer. So we're looking into that. If we have to do that, we'll have the money budgeted for it. The Van Wagner valves there, $50,000. We've been kind of carrying that over for probably 2 or 3 years. This is a project that Ottawa County Public Utilities gets involved in because it's going to be a joint project with Spring Lake Township. And this is nothing that is immediate need. It's just something that would be able to shut the water off on each side of US 31 if we put those valves in. And then the line locators so the guys can do their misdigs, and some money in there to replace water meters. Public Works, not really nothing major in there. A lot of miscellaneous items, weed whacker, ground mats, edger, leaf blower, tires for the backhoe, air compressor, trailer for the mowers. For water sewer, what we're proposing, the wholesale water rate increase to the city by 13 cents per 1,000 gallons, which was over 14.7% increase. The next bullet item is no lead service lines in the city. Eagle is requiring all communities to replace lead service lines that are in their city at the municipality's cost. We believe we don't have any no lead service lines here in the city. We're trying to work with Eagle to confirm that we don't have to do anything on that. They're asking us to verify it. So to do that, we might have to dig some up and to do a spot check, a random check. We're discussing with Eagle exactly what they need from us to show that we have no lead service lines. We're saying that because the water was put in the 80s. Former Public Works Supervisor George Dunn, we've had conversations with him, some former employees from the Public Works Department, and they have indicated that there are no lead service lines in the city. We just got to get Eagle to agree with that. So we're working on that. The water ready to serve charge, we're proposing a 2% increase, which is about 35 cents a quarter. The water rate, we're proposing a 2.8% increase, which would be about $2.76 a quarter increase. Sewer rates of serve charge, we're proposing a 0.5% increase or 29 cents a quarter. Sewer rate and cross connection rate, we're proposing no change. So with those proposals, typical water customer, they would see an increase of about $3.36 a quarter, which is a 0.98% increase over the previous year. And that's really all I have at this time for the budget.
Also have any questions for Mr. Bessinger regarding this? Mr. Bessinger, this needs to be on our agenda on May 3rd, correct? To go for a public hearing?
It'd be May 3rd or the following May 17th.
Okay. Yes, Councilmember Blease.
Yeah, Craig, you mentioned rental income 42,000. Is that what the city generates on permits?
That's what the city generates from the tenants here at City Hall. Basketball basics, the daycare.
Oh, okay. Our renters
Correct.
that we rent to. Okay. Got it. Thanks.
Any other questions or comments?
Sure.
Yes, Councilmember Science.
Craig, a couple months ago, I seen a letter that went out to Jim Lilly and Roger Victory about the Headley rollback. A few years ago, we were reduced in the Headley rollback and we shouldn't have not been. Are you familiar with that? Did we get any answers back on that?
We did send a letter out to Representative Lilly and Senator Roger Victory. There was some discussion last year of doing something at the state level to allow communities to roll up their millage when the millage reduction fraction was greater than 1%.
Yeah.
Greater than 1. And that kind of died in committee last year. There is some discussion on bringing that back to the floor for consideration, but at this time, there's been no action on it. The city always had to comply with the Headley Amendment Proposal A. We've always rolled back when we were required to. So
Okay. No, that answers my question. Thanks, Craig.
Thank you. Good point. Any other comments or questions for Mr. Bessinger regarding the 21-22 budget? Okay, thank you. Thank you for all your work that you put into this. I know you and the staff have put a lot of time to create this, and department heads also. So anyways, with that being done, we're down to public comments. Are there any hands raised for public comments? No?
I see no hands up.
Okay, thank you. So we'll move past that and we'll move down to 9, reports, city manager.
Just information, tomorrow morning at 8:30, the board line power is going to shut the power off to City Hall here. So we'll be without computers and telephones for about an hour. If you need something, you can call my cell phone.
Okay, thank you for that notification.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Move down to city council members. I'll just go across the line. Councilmember DeWitt,
No report.
Councilmember Carlson,
Yes, scheduled link was doomed for their board meeting is drawn at 6:30. We've moved forward and hired another intern for the summer season. And then also in the city manager's report from last week, there was something in there about our board member, Janet Frund, who basically has gotten us a grant to cover half of our first year expenditure for invasive species removal, which is a fantastic thing.
yes, it is. Work well done. Please share our congratulations to her when you see her tomorrow night.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Montgomery,
Yes, the Recreation Commission met last week. Very productive meeting, talked about looking for project ideas for a small grant we have or will be getting from the Community Foundation for this year. Craig, I think it was it $7,000?
A little over 7,000, yes.
Okay. So if anybody has ideas for anything around the community, for about $7,000, there are some caveats to using it. But Craig, maybe you can include something in our packets next week so that everybody can brainstorm a little bit. Anything that makes the city, more effective as a park or artwork that can go up around the city, anything like that. We just have to use it this year on that specific project. So that was some good news, some exciting news. And then we also talked about the Coast Guard picnic in August. So we are rolling ahead with that as planned as of right now, and we'll keep planning and see what happens as time goes on. But that is all I have for my report.
great, thank you. Is the Arbor Day celebration still on for April 30?
Yes, we will be
Tree
meeting
planting?
at Fire Barn Park, correct, Craig?
And a tree selection was made?
We talked about a couple different trees. Did we decide on one, Craig?
Yes, the red maple was.
Okay.
Arbor Day will be on Friday, April 30th at 4 p.m. at Fire Barn Park.
Okay,
We talked about a lot of trees, Mayor Hop.
it's true and dear to my heart. That's how we got started on this back in 2018. So,
Yeah,
and as a
But no.
result, with the tree, we worked really hard, and I'm glad to see it's continued in perpetuity, that you guys are picking it up and moving it forward. So,
yep. So we'll be planting one this year at Fire Barn Park, and next year we will be back to the drawing board if anybody has ideas for where they think trees should be planted around the city. So it's a good problem to have.
it is.
We've got a lot of
Yes.
trees, so yeah,
Okay.
we'll keep at it.
Well, thank you very much. And Councilmember Sias.
Amongst all the confusion, no 4th of July festivities, no parade, no mayor's breakfast or lunch or anything. So that's, I guess, all I got to report.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Bliss.
The MPO Policy Committee meeting for this Wednesday, April 21st, has been canceled. We are going to have our meeting on next month, May 19th on Wednesday.
Okay.
End of report.
Thank you for continuing to attend those meetings. They're very
Yep.
critical. So thank you. Mayor Pro Tem O'Donnell.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just a reminder for those who know and those who don't know, on April 31st and May 1st, there's the MML Core Weekender, both the basic and advanced course. If you've attended before, it's always good to attend it again. And if you haven't, it's always a good learning process, and that helps what's covered in the policy manual we just put out there. So always good information. Good to help you know what you're working for. End of report.
Thank you. I just have a couple things. I had the privilege of meeting with our sergeant. We had coffee and discussed a lot of the current events and wishes within the city. It was nice to meet with her at an informal setting. We're looking forward to doing that more frequently. And then also I attended the virtual Grand Haven Chamber event and presented John and Lori Sanders, who are the owners of the Reef Party Store, with their 2020 Business of the Year Award. So they have that recognition, and then I dropped off the resolution from the city too. So he was pretty excited to get that one. And thank you to Councilmember Montgomery, because I think you were the one that nominated them first last year. So thank you. And then moving down, I attended the virtual Tree City USA, where the city was recognized for the 2020 Tree City USA. So that was neat too. It was a very long event, but anyways, there's a lot of great speakers that were involved. I attended the National Women Mayors Network. It was a virtual event, and also that was very informative. It's great to hear and speak with people women from around the country, big cities, little cities, and then attended virtual meeting regarding community wealth building, and that was informative. Also, Ferrisburg is a little bit smaller than some of the larger cities where they were discussing this, but it's still always great information to learn. And that's it. End of report.
Motion to adjourn.
Support. Okay. Have a great night. We'll see you in a couple
Thanks.
weeks.
Night.
See you later.